Teddy, and I've spent a lot of time above and beneath the sea. In the deep blue ocean, I've seen my share of sea creatures, but of all these creatures, sharks are my absolute favorite. I've had so many incredible encounters with sharks, so here are my top 5 most incredible shark encounters.
Tidewater Teddy.
Subscribe.
Number 5. The Whitetip Reef Shark. This was my first ever shark encounter in the ocean. Before then, I'd only seen sharks in aquariums or caught sharks while fishing. I was so freaking excited to see this little guy on the Great Barrier Reef. This species is known as the Whitetip Reef Shark. I'm not a marine biologist, but I know my sharks, and I knew this species wouldn't harm me. Whitetip reef sharks rarely grow longer than 1.6 meters, which is about 5.2 feet, and they prefer to lounge on the seafloor and in crevices during the day. As I spent more time in the South Pacific, I saw a whole bunch of these little guys. And if you spend any time snorkeling or diving down there, you will too. Number 4. Gray reef sharks. The gray reef shark was the second species of shark I saw in the wild. Like the white-tip reef shark, I also saw this species on the Great Barrier Reef. However, I saw this species at night. See those sharks swimming around there at the stern of the boat? Yeah, those are gray reef sharks. Now, gray reef sharks are a little bit more feisty than the white-tip reef sharks. For the most part, they're not a threat, but they can become aggressive under certain circumstances. They even use body language to warn you before they attack, so you really gotta respect their personal space. This encounter was pretty brief. I basically just saw the sharks at the stern of the boat. I jumped in the water, caught a few glimpses of them in the darkness, and then after that, I didn't see them again. But you best believe that those sharks saw me at all times, and they definitely sensed me. Number 3. Sandtiger Sharks. Now, Sandtiger Sharks look way scarier than they act. Take a look at this clip. Pretty freaking scary looking, right? Yet, as terrifying as they appear, they are actually quite peaceful. If you've ever been to an aquarium, you've probably seen these sharks. In the endless aquarium that is the sea, I've seen more of these sharks than any other species. I've literally seen hundreds of them swarming around shipwrecks off the coast of North Carolina. They are present en masse there. I've been surrounded by them in mid-water, and I've even sat on my knees inside a shipwreck and watched them circle around me. Because this shark species lives so close to my home, these sharks are very special to me. Number 2. Great white sharks. How can I have a top shark encounter list without the great white shark? I saw great white sharks off the Neptune Islands in South Australia. I was in the safety of a cage, but unlike other cage diving experiences, there was an interesting twist. Instead of using chum and bait to attract the sharks, the boat put speakers in the water and played music. I am not kidding. That said, even without the allure of bait, the sharks still came, and they did not touch the cage at all. Not even when I banged a metal weight against the cage in a bid to attract their attention. Without the temptation of food, the natural behavior of these sharks is not aggression. That said, the atmosphere was a bit spooky. I'd see one shark in plain sight, and then I'd glance down and see 2 more prowling in the depths below. It made me thankful to be in a cage. When I was younger, I used to want to swim with great whites without a cage. After this experience, I changed my mind. Look, I love great whites, but I'm not going to assume that they love me back. Now you may wonder why I put great white sharks at number 2 instead of number 1. Well, that's because number 1 is even crazier. Number 1, bull sharks. In my number 1 shark encounter, I went scuba diving with bull sharks in Pacific Harbor, Fiji. This was definitely my most incredible and frightening shark encounter. Bull sharks are often considered the most dangerous of all sharks because they are extremely territorial, regularly enter shallow water, and can swim thousands of miles up rivers. So with that in mind, the stakes couldn't have been higher. At the dive site, the divers had set up an arena at about 30 meters, which is around 98 feet. Here, they feed the bull sharks and 6 other shark species. Nothing quite gets the blood pumping like a pack of bull sharks zooming around you. There was even this one bull shark named Zoom, who was a real wild card. Zoom would literally zoom in and out of the arena and pass extremely close to me. Here, you can see Zoom making a couple close passes around me. I won't lie, I was pretty freaked out. What further solidified this as my top shark dive was the sheer number of shark species at this site. Not only did I encounter bull sharks, but I also encountered whitetip, blacktip, and gray reef sharks, as well as silvertip sharks, tawny nurse sharks, and sicklefin lemon sharks. That's quite a shark roster right there. It's been nearly 10 years since that incredible experience, and I have yet to see that many shark species in one place. I'm very thankful that I had the opportunity to dive in Pacific Harbor. Sharks may not be mindless killing machines, but they still are wild, unpredictable animals that definitely deserve our respect. I'd give a whole speech about how in the ocean we're just visitors, blah 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 blah, but you've probably heard that a million times, so I'll spare you the soliloquy. If you like this video, please give it a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to Tidewater Teddy. Thanks, and have a great day.